everyone, it's Catherine here. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm here to share with you a layout I'm creating for Scrap the Boys for the month of August. And as you can see, I'm showing you quite a bit of craft paper. That's because we are collaborating with the Kraft Plus Challenge this month. And it is a pie chart inspired challenge, but the challenge also has this lemon in it. So I am going ahead and using the Some Days collection from Pink Fresh Studio because I was inspired by that lemon paper and also that Make Lemonade. And I'm going to pull out this stencil from Vicki Boutin's Colour Study range because I know I want to do some mixed media or very light mixed media in the background on that craft paper. But first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and trim out this Make Lemonade. I'm going to use this as my title. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim out this piece from the cut apart sheet. I thought this title was quite fitting given the photos you can see in the top right corner of your screen. They were photos of Sebastian taken just back in June actually. So Melbourne, where I live, was in lockdown and that was our 4th lockdown. We are now facing our 5th lockdown. So we're staying a lot at home, but we do live right near the beach. And Seb on this day thought that it'd be wonderful just to take his little ukulele or guitar, as he likes to call it, down to the beach and play as he walked down there and, when he got there. And so, yeah, the title was really fitting. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So I've just gone ahead and trimmed down that craft paper. Now this craft paper was actually an A3 size. For those of you familiar, it's a standard kind of size in Australia. But it was obviously not going to be wide enough for the full 12 by 12. So I'm going to mount it on this beautiful kind of blue floral paper. So I'm just seeing if I've cut that straight. It didn't seem like it was very straight, but anyway, it was fine. So I'm going to mount it on that paper. I did check out the lemon paper, but I felt like it got lost a bit and I wanted to use it on the actual layout. So I'm going to go ahead and tear a piece here and place it down. Now, I didn't realize, but when I'm looking at the video now, a lot of those lemons are upside down. But to be honest, I end up covering up a lot of those, so you don't notice. But I am going to go ahead and just gut this paper. I usually buy, the 6x6 paper pads, but in this collection, this Some Days collection, I didn't buy that. I don't think I could get it. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down because I do come back in later and matte my photo on some of that blue. I wanted that blue to kind of be a feature in the backing behind my photo. So yeah, there you see, I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down on that blue paper as well. Yeah, so this photo is just a funny one. I think, I sort of caught him off guard and captured this photo. The sky was really grey, but I really like sort of the colour in there. And like I said, the lemons were really fitting. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and work out what I can back this title in, because it was getting a little bit lost on that other lemon paper, but I really, I wanted to use that as the strip across my layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim out this piece and then stick my title down. I'm just going to bump it up on some foam squares just to give it a little bit more dimension, and so it sort of stands out off the page, because obviously it's not a huge title, so I wanted to make sure that it was sort of really standing out. But while I'm sticking all of that down, I let you know that I've left links below with all the details you need to know about Scrap the Boys. So I've left a link to the Scrap the Boys Facebook page. That's where you can go ahead and add your layouts for the month. I hope you can join in. This was a really fun challenge for me. It was very challenging because I've not used craft paper. In fact, I had to go out and specifically purchase craft paper for this challenge, but I really love how it looks. So as you can see, I'm just going ahead and roughing up the edges of that craft paper. Now this is pretty thick cardstock. I don't know what it is, but like 300 GSM, so it was pretty thick. Now I think I'm having a bit of a problem with my ATG. Now this ATG is very new to me, so I'm still getting used to it, but I do really like it. It's it's so much quicker than using double-sided tape. So I'm just going to go ahead and mount that in the right spot on that background. Hopefully I've lined it up straight enough. And then I will go ahead and stick this other one down. But before I do that, I did do a little bit of testing on some scraps cardstock just to see what I would like to use as my mixed media. And I tried a few different things, but I really liked this Distress Oxide in fossilized amber, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. The gold, some of those gold sort of pastes, they were just a little bit too much, so I'm just going to use this fossilized amber. And I really love this technique. This is probably my favorite mixed media technique, if you can call it that. It's super simple. Just, you know, using a blending brush there through the stencil with the Distress Oxides. I'm a bit of a clean scrapbooker, so, you know, I am a bit challenged by mixed media, but I really love how this looks. So, and again, it's just going to be a little bit sort of poking out between, you know, underneath that piece of lemon paper. I am going to go ahead and add some Jen Hadfield gold glitter spray and just sprinkle some of that on before I go ahead with anything else. And I do leave that aside to dry just for a bit. Like you know, the stenciling work is dry quickly, but that gold spray just needs a little bit of time. So I am really liking how this is coming along, and I'm looking forward to embellishing, but I'm just going to rough up the edges of my mat around my photo. And I will go ahead and sort of stick this down. Although then I realize, oh, I need to actually cut off the piece. That'll be difficult to cut off if I try and do that later. So I'm just going to go ahead and sort of do a rough measurement with that pencil and use my small trimmer just to trim off that edge. And it doesn't feel like I get it very straight because when I put it back down, or something's not straight, but I'm going to use a little bit of the art glitter glue as well, some wet adhesive, just to stick that down. I know it's not a lot of mixed media, but just to make sure. So I do sort of line that up, but with my T-square ruler to make sure it's straight. But then there is a little gap in the top right-hand corner, but I do sort of cover it up later, and you'll see that. So I'm just going ahead and I'm going to mount my photo here, and then I realized that I do need to mount my title as well, and I'm just trying to work out where to sort of place that. But I do like it over the top of that photo, just taking up a little bit of that negative space in the photo. Again, putting some foam mount there just to sit that up on the same level of as the photo. Now you'll see I'm going to go ahead and pull out some embellishments. Now I haven't used this collection at all, so I won't make you watch all that, but I do sort of go through and sort some of those embellishments and see what I want to use. As you can see, I did add a little bit more mixed media up in that top left hand corner because I felt like it was a bit plain and I needed to add some embellishment up there. So I added some mixed media there. Again, just using that stencil with the fossilized amber. Now I'm going through and pulling out a lot of these die cut pieces, and I'm liking how this is looking. So I'm adding some florals, some more of those lemons. That little banner piece says made it through today, and I don't know if I mentioned before, but yes, this was this photo was taken during lockdown, and so it was one of our usual kind of walks to the beach. And so yes, I just felt like, you know, making it through any day in lockdown is always a win. And it was a fun little outing for our family. So I've added that Sunday there because it was a Sunday. I had to check that on my phone, but it definitely was. And this little piece here I really like because it adds a little bit more pink, which is This Must Be the Place. And yeah, so we just sat down by the beach and watched the waves come in. You know, people were walking and you know, just getting their daily exercise in. We were able to sit and have a coffee and just kind of, you know, enjoy the day, even though it wasn't, you know, the weather wasn't amazing, but it was just nice and peaceful. So as you can see, I'm just sort of trying to get these embellishments in the right place, and I will pop some of these up on some foam as well. This layout doesn't it doesn't end up being two-dimensional, but it is a little bit dimensional. And I pull out the puffy stickers, and I love these, but I couldn't make any of them work. Yeah, spoiler alert, I pull them in a couple of times to try and make them work, but I can't get them on the page. And again, the same with these sticker sheet. I think just because I had so much and there were so many good die cut pieces, yeah, I sort of couldn't get them to work. So I do try a couple of things, but yes, I can't get them on there. But like I said, I'm really happy with how this is coming along. Like in that top piece up above, it says love it. And yeah, I think the color and the mix of colors is really, really fun. So I think I've met the brief in terms of being inspired by the pie charts. Although I didn't use pie charts, I did use the lemon, which, you know, and I've used sort of the pie chart shape in that mixed media. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim off this little flower on this die cut because it was covering up a bit of my title there. And so yeah, just make sure, I mean, I didn't alter it too much, but make sure if you're using any of these die cut pieces or any stickers, you know, make it work for you. Just, you know, trim things down, cut them apart, just make them work. But I really, this is where I then go ahead and just add this little piece here because yeah, I could really notice the gap. No, I don't think you can notice so much on the camera, but yeah, I could really see it. So I am not too far away from finishing up. I think I'm just going to add some enamel dots and then I'll be finished. So thank you very much for joining me. I will leave all the links you need in the description below. So the Scrap the Boys Facebook group, the Scrap the Boys blog, where you'll see all the other creations by all the other fantastic DT members. So if you like this layout and you liked my process video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're so inclined, I'd love you to join my, subscribe to my channel and join there. But as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and add these 3 enamel dots in the 3 different clusters. And I think I'm about done. So I'll leave you with some close-ups. Bye.